his plan. Cause like he knows Ice Cream Kitty can't talk properly at all. Yeah, Ice Cream Kitty has been hitting his like room basically with the door the ice cream door to try like tell his brothers, like trying to tell him, but like they've been mostly busy. But the day it opens on Mikey's birthday, and he basically one who opens it, is let's say, well no, not let's say, it's Leo, and Ice Cream Kitty doesn't like him as much in this AU, so he basically grabs Leo's arm and signing something's happening. But once he tries to tell his brothers about something, it's a bit too late. Michelangelo Hamilton, the scapegoat. Fun fact before we start reading the whole paragraph, he's been planning to kill himself since he was 8 years old. Mikey's the lightest light bulb, but can do. He died but been brought back to life by his electric powers. He probably has ADHD and maybe even autism, but who knows at this point? He was in Dimension X for about 3 or 2 years, but he lied to his brothers to make sure they didn't need to worry. I mean, there was more important things going on than Mikey's mental state. He had to kill creatures to survive. He didn't want to hurt them. He knew they wanted to live, but he also needed to survive till his brothers came. You know, he's been putting on his biggest act for years. I'm surprised hasn't already fell apart already. He's gonna have to tell his brothers about his and his friends about the dots and his scars that he made on his wrists. Well, it might be a little bit too late though. On his birthday, Wednesday, August 20th, which he's usually more left out, yelled at, slapped, hit a bit more, will finally be the day. Hopefully someone helps him soon enough. He's tired. Scars he didn't or did ask for. The yelling at him or them yelling at each other, getting blamed for everything, even if it wasn't there or what if he wasn't there or was. He is just so tired of everything that has happened. He's tired of acting that everything is fine. He has nightmares every single goddamn night of his brothers dying or them killing him, of something little that happened. He's just so damn tired, so no one is there to actually comfort him. Ice Cream Kitty doesn't count. They're just a cat. He made notes already to everyone. He's excited but nervous for Wednesday. But he is ready to finally do it. If his younger self saw him now, he would be shocked and crying, including trying to comfort his future self. He's thinking about doing it this as a 14, soon to be 15. Well, what his brothers think. He's turning 20 or 21 years old. But he's still basically 14, which is very screwed up. Now we're on Raphael. Raphael, the anger issues child. Fun fact. Raph, due to his anger, hasn't realized how words could affect people until a few days or day before Mikey's birthday. The reason why I add quote-unquote because basically they have like original birthdays, but these are like my headcanon for their birthdays. Raph's probably Mikey's number one bully of all times, always calling him out on his food, taste of clothes, if it is for missions, the way he acts, his insecurities, and so much more. Raph had a hatred towards Mikey, but not actually a hatred. It's like if Mikey does something that annoys or tick him off, he will yell at him, or even if it's just a little thing. He doesn't know that words can hurt others, but he's been trying to understand them a bit better. Even though he still yells and argues with his brothers or friends, sometimes he tries his best to say sorry, but he hasn't tried once saying sorry to Mikey. He just thinks that with his kid mind, quote unquote, he would forget and just go back to the way it was. But Raph was the first to notice that Mikey was acting weird when it slowly approached his birthday. When he would mop around due to him and Leo, Donnie, would be more mean to him. But Raph brushed the thought aside. I mean, maybe he's gotten used to it at this point. But the thought that haunts him the most is that he hasn't stopped smiling. Not even to act normally. Be upset, angry. He's just been happy. He's hoping that his brothers know that he knows that his little brother knows that he loves him, even if him and his brothers don't really comfort or show affection towards him. During that week, due to all that's happened, he forgot it was Mikey's birthday. It was on Wednesday, August 20th. Oh, if Raph knew Mikey's physical and mental limit or health, he would have stopped talking about his food taste, close permissions, and realized his insecurities he was pointing out. But it's a bit too late. Am I right, Raphael Hamado? Let me just say something before I continue reading or go into Donnie's. I wrote this like mostly all during school hours. Some at home, but mostly in school hours. So I'm just saying. Anyways, Donatello Hamado, the science guy. Fun fact, Donnie keeps on trying to comfort Mikey just to be pushed away by Mikey. Every time. Donnie is the smartest in the group. He gives up on trying to understand Mikey at this point. He knows that Mikey is trying his best to focusing, but keeps messing up on Donnie's inventions. Donnie isn't good at comforting people, but he tries to, even if Mikey's better a comforter to everyone. Well, Donnie's learned some coping methods for him and for the others if they need comforting from him. If Mikey's like asleep, unable to do it for the time being. He would yell at Mikey for doing stuff he didn't mean to. For example, accidentally leaving his door open, or taking Donnie's hoodie for a moment. There's so much more reasons up to why he yells at Mikey. He would sometimes, but not really, argue or yell at his other siblings. Leo and Raph sometimes builds up Donnie's anger and it just comes out like a volcano. He yells at all of his siblings or maybe just at Mikey. Donnie would apologize afterwards though. After what he realized what he was just done. Donnie would also be the first to blame Mikey if something broke. When him and his siblings were younger, Mikey would just go outside, go to Donnie for comfort. Why did I say go outside? Because he knew the feeling of being blamed for stuff he didn't do. But now, he doesn't even go to Donnie at all for comfort. Donnie's blamed. Wait, Donnie, a few weeks before August 20th, Mikey's birthday, he realized that Mikey was acting a bit more happier after finding some rope in their search for food. He wanted to take the rope from him, but he had already walked away. He is scared for his little brother, but doesn't fully know how to express it. He just hopes that his little brother is okay. But Donnie, if he didn't call him like dumb or like act different towards him, he maybe would have changed his mind. Leonardo Hamado, Sensei 2.0. Fun fact, Leo's like the mother hen of the group, so if he knows something's up. Leo used to be a normal leader, but ever since Master Splinter died, Leo has gained much more responsibility and is now acting or even showing emotions of his father, which makes Mikey upset or sick to his stomach. Leo has learned how to notice things about people with their personality traits, even if something is slightly off about someone. With all this distress combined aboard, Leo has the responsibility of their training, mission plans, his siblings/friends, and so much more. Leo is one of the worst people to comfort you, but he would always give it a go. Mikey always tries to avoid him because he figures his father's way of training or wisdom and how to mature he got after Splinter died. And called Mikey on things he didn't know that was happening. Leo tries to still be himself before everything happened, but ends up almost being like their father. Leo was trying to get a brother type with everyone. Kind of like a brother, like bond back. And the only one who isn't showing up is Mikey. He has been concerned about his brother, but him and his two brothers are there to tell them that's how Mikey is. And he believed them, but now he's become really worried for Mikey. Wait, what is that? I'm sorry, I just noticed in the background. I was like, what is that? April O'Neil. I'm Biologic's sister. Fun fact, April tries her best to help when she finds out if one of her friends wants to do something they'll regret, but hasn't stopped Mikey yet. She's trying so hard to. April has been one of Mikey's used-to-be favorite people, but because when they first met, they basically had a sibling type of bond. Once in a while, she will show up to be the mean side of her sister. Then later on, she acts like nothing happened, or be nice. But lately, April has been on his brother's side with everything. Every single birthday. For example, press Mikey's face in Mikey's cake that he worked so hard to make for himself. Then just to do mean pranks for Mikey's birthday. Sometimes, if he's lucky though, April will stand up for him for stuff he didn't do. The only reason she does do this stuff because from what she learned from the brothers of Mikey, this is how you treat your younger brother or siblings. But lately, she recognized that Mikey's mental, emotional, and maybe physical state isn't doing the best. She remembered a kid at her school almost had the same symptoms as Mikey and didn't return at school after December 30th, 2008. She hoped she was wrong to someone prove her wrong, but she knew something was wrong. After she saw the sign, she started to hang out, but be less mean and start trying to comfort him now. She just hopes he changes his mind about doing it. I've gotten this done, but I haven't really finished it. But before that, this one. Sorry, that's my phone. Casey Jones, comfort buddy. Fun fact: ever since Casey Jones joined the team, Mikey and Casey have had traditional hangouts, either talking, skating, etc., and they still do it during this time. Casey Jones is definitely Mikey's number one supporter. Reason? Because he would listen before telling, yelling, or talking to Mikey. Yes, he would yell at Mikey, but it's only for something's dangerous. Casey Jones is always comforting Mikey when he needs to talk to someone. Like if water was pouring out of a boiling pot to the stream. Even though Casey Jones has been with the Turtles a while less, Mikey already knew he's found his comfort buddy and best friend that can actually deal with him. Casey Jones was shocked when he found out how Mikey, the childest from the four turtles, was actually more mature than all of them, writing better than them, even with his skills. He was more shocked that Mikey became 2 or 3 years older. I need to fix the age, but we're not going to talk about that. 2 or 3 years older than all of them due to Dimension X. But his father told him, before Dimension X, that he must hide these skills to be the youngest being the most silliest one. That was the role of the youngest in Splinter's eyes. But of course, as the son he is, he listened. He listened too well. Casey Jones has been there for Mikey ever since he's opened up to since Mikey opened up to Casey about everything he's been hiding. Casey was a bit sad when Michelangelo told him that he's the only true person he trusts to tell everything about, even how he truly feels about everything. He even asked Casey to occupy his brothers on his birthday so he could take it all. Casey has been taking more videos and pictures of Mikey ever since Mikey told him about his plan. Leatherhead. His page isn't fully done, but I just need to do some stuff in Minnesota. Leatherhead, Mikey's best buddy. The reason why he's not the best friend is because he doesn't really hang out with Mikey a lot. Unlike Casey Jones, he's mostly there hanging out and stuff. So, back to Leatherhead, best buddy. Fun fact, Leatherhead hates ladybugs, but would tolerate them if they are shown to by Mikey. Leatherhead knows how the time in Dimension X works. He has been there for Mikey when he could, over the years of them knowing each other. Which was only 15 seconds for his brothers till they jumped in after Michael. So how different Mikey acted. Leatherhead wasn't only his work buddy, but his quote-unquote best friend. Leatherhead after him, Mikey and his brothers escaping joins the band Animals. But he's come to hang out with Mikey once in a while when he isn't busy. But Leatherhead has noticed how Mikey has been acting off, not from Dimension X, for being a bit older than all his brothers, but his actions, words, and how he's been showing emotion. Leatherhead hopes he gets better. Maybe it was a cold, he thought, so he brought over soup for Mikey, because he thought he was sick and overworking himself again. But he didn't know. But it's okay. Mikey knew that Leatherhead had a sweetheart for him and is thankful for it, even if he was slow to catch on. And this is my AU idea that I have in mind. And I have to do a few more characters and finish some pages, but yeah. So, I need to fix the age. Instead of being 21 or 20 years old, since it was 2 or 3 years, he will either be 18 or 17 years old. And yeah, that's basically all I have on my idea. And that's it. Goodbye.